Okay, good evening. I think we're live. Welcome to Emergency Hedge. This is the channel where Jessica teaches me Netrunner.
And Dave teaches me Arkham Horror.
Hooray!
Hello, everyone. We have a special guest with us as usual. This is Little Raisin Cats, who, if he's naughty, I will evict him from the stream, but he's just about good enough for now.
There was a fun moment when we were setting up when I couldn't see Jessica's face, just the back of Raisin Cats' head. So we'll see whether we get those tricks again. Okay. I wonder if we're live. Would you mind checking? Are you able to check that easily?
Look.
Oh, actually, no, I think I can see us.
It looks like we are live.
Cool. Okay, I will do that. I'll do that.
YouTube is currently telling me that demanding that I allow ads to watch myself on YouTube, which feels like dystopian.
I wanted to say that because that's a new thing, isn't it? We haven't discussed this before, but I think I can speak for us both when I say, fuck YouTube, advertising shits in your head. Please do use an ad blocker when you're watching our channel. We thoroughly endorse it. I believe uBlock is still managing to stay one step ahead of YouTube's bullshit. So
I didn't know this. I do every single time if I've got a moment to do it, that they tell me that I should get rid of my ad blocker, I register it as an error and tell them I'm not using an ad blocker, just to create a lot of fake data for them. Because it gives you a little minute. It's like, we're going to make you wait, and I'm like, okay, I'll use that minute to your algorithm.
Good stuff. Okay, good. I'm glad I remembered. I thought that was a thing that we should probably address.
It seems to work in Firefox for me as well. If you stop using Chrome and go to Firefox, it's fine. And so that's something I do when they get really arsy about it. They got arsy about it for a bit and then got unarsy and now seem to be getting arsy again.
Yes, I can believe that Google's own browser is probably not on your side in the epic battle between the user and Google.
Luckily, I've never given them any of my data or anything, so it's very easy to afford.
Yeah, totally fine. We're sort of drifting to Netrunner territory, which is not really what this evening's about.
It's not. Tonight's an Arkham night.
It is.
I was going to talk very briefly about my league games. I've been losing all of my court games in the Standard League on GLC with that deck that went unbeaten at Worlds. I think it's a combination of it just not being as good on JNet. People just seem to be they seem to play with a little bit less trepidation on JNet than they do at the Netrunner World Championships, which is understandable. And a bit more willing to take those risky plays that do just pay off sometimes. And also, I think the runner side of the meta has really adapted to asset spam. We're seeing a lot of stuff like I played against an Arasana deck today that had Hannah Wheels, whatever her name is, the one who gives an extra click, and Miss Bones in it. And those are two out of faction cards that are clearly in there just to deal with asset spam.
Yeah, I mean it was quite spammy, wasn't it? The world's core meta. I feel
a lot of asset spam in the top cut, and all three of the competition really.
Yeah. That's interesting. I mean, we did chat a bit about the interesting dynamic in JNet versus in person, where you get you get to read your opponent and potentially toy with them a little bit or annoy them by twirling your moustache as your preferences dictate.
Yeah, and I'd like to believe that's why it did better at Worlds. It's just my supernatural capability to read other people, as all autistic people famously have. But it could also just be that I got very lucky on the day. It could be all sorts of things.
Do you feel that you are going to move elsewhere with your court play?
Yeah. To be honest, for a while I was playing that deck for easy wins, and it's not giving me easy wins anymore. And so I'm I've been playing around with building a different Jinteki deck that doesn't really rely on damage at all. And at the moment, it loses all the goddamn time, but I'm having fun trying to make it work, which suggests I have indeed refound my Netrunner mojo. I've actually played more games since Worlds than I did whilst grinding for Worlds, which suggests that I've rediscovered.
That's excellent. Hey, Ed is telling us not to get banhammered. Do you think we will get banhammered by bad-mouthing YouTube? I'm kind of assuming that we're such small fry that that's unlikely to happen, but thank you for your concern. It would be really fun if we do.
It would be very funny if we did, and we have to move everything over to Twitch.
Oh, God. If anything, I find Twitch even more distasteful than Google, but
I just don't think we're big enough for them to like do any kind of thinking about it whatsoever.
Fingers crossed. Good to have you with us, Ed. Sign of good meta. I think probably, yeah. I reckon the meta seems very healthy, and I'm very glad that Jessica's more mojoed.
Yeah, absolutely, and just like enjoying doing silly things with the game, because that's what I've always loved, like doing something a little bit different, a little bit strange.
Should we talk about? So we've a lot of Arkham stuff to talk about, as well as a scenario to play.
Yeah.
So should we crack on with that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's see. Hopefully, yeah, there we are. And I think you can see what everyone else can. So we were going to talk about. We've had the. I thought
you to share your screen with me, Dave, so that I can indeed see it.
Do I need to do that again? Okay, let's hope that doesn't make the sky fall on our heads.
Time.
Actually,
another exciting moment.
I was expecting a bit more to happen than it just did. Can you see my screen?
I cannot see your screen.
Howard, it says it's sharing it.
Nor an option to do. Oh no, there we go.
Yeah,
I found the option. It was me.
That's okay. So I thought we were into the actual spoiler season for Feast of Hemlock Vale, and it turns out we were instead having the a sort of pre-spoiler spoiler season, which they called the Week of Horrors. So there was like a week around Halloween where they did a lot of Arkham stuff at FFG, and there was a series of spoiler cards. So yeah, we thought we'd chat about some of them this week and some of them next week. First up is Ofuda, which was spoiled. Oh, now I'm going to have to try and remember everyone who spoiled everything, and I will forget. And so apologies in advance. This one I do know was spoiled by the Drawn to the Flame podcast. So it's. Should we take in turns reading them? Are you able to read them?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do this one first, and then we can switch. So Ofuda is a 2-cost slotless asset with a willpower pip. It's item, charm, and relic, and blessed traded. It's got uses 1 charge. Replenish this charge the first time a blessed token is revealed at your location each round, and then it has a free triggered ability. Choose a non-elite enemy at your location and spend 1 charge. That enemy loses the alert, elusive, aloof, and retaliate keywords until the end of the round. Watch me confuse everyone by slightly changing the order of the words. My apologies. Do you know what all of those keywords mean, Jessica?
I know what retaliate means. I know what aloof means. I don't know what elusive means in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it means in Legends of Runeterra, but I suspect it's different as the games are different.
Yeah.
I don't know what alert means.
So alert is fairly straightforward. Alert is basically the same as retaliate, but for evading.
Okay.
So if you try and evade an alert enemy and you fail, they attack you.
Okay.
And elusive, nobody knew what it meant until this card was revealed, and we got a bit of we got the relevant rules text spoiled at the same time. So this says, if a ready enemy with the elusive keyword, let me just move my head so other people can read it as well. The elusive keyword attacks or is attacked. After that attack resolves, that enemy immediately disengages from all investigators, moves to a connecting location, open brackets, with no investigators if able, close brackets, and exhausts. This effect occurs whether the enemy was engaged with the attacking investigator or not.
Okay. So, a very apt keyword, I would say.
Yes. Peter, who's one of the Flame hosts, said he was very happy that it works basically the same as the player card named Elusive, which I think you had in your Zoe deck, right?
Yeah. And
Dude pulling his collar up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My son's been playing it in his. Who's the like multi-millionaire air dude?
Preston Fairmont.
Preston Fairmont. He's been playing it in his Preston Fairmont deck recently.
Cool. It's a very good card. And it's a really interesting keyword. I mean, my first thought was, bloody hell, that's really annoying. And what a thematic ability for an enemy to have. Like, they hit you and then they like run away cackling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, super annoying. But yeah, I look forward to dealing with those enemies in a like love to hate kind of way. But yeah, do you have any thoughts on Ofuda?
So it seems like a little bit of a tech card. It seems like it will be amazing in some situations and then completely useless in others. Yeah, that's my long, my short on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say there are entire campaigns where it wouldn't be worth very much, but like I suspect it is true that there are entire campaigns where it would be useless, and it feels like it's. I feel like if I was going into a campaign I've not played before, I wouldn't put this in my deck.
I think that's 100% correct, yeah. And you're absolutely right. So of those 4 keywords, I think only the aloof keyword is in the base rules.
Interesting.
Or maybe retaliate is as well. But like alert certainly is a later addition, as is obviously elusive, as we've just seen. And those are later additions because they are added in certain scenarios and in certain campaigns. They're part of the rules of certain campaigns. So there are some campaigns where it's less relevant.
So I guess if you were metagaming a bit, you could look at what keywords are included in the rules text for the campaign, or does it not really work like that?
Yeah, no, you could. That would be a way of finding out whether some of those keywords were used. I think it feels a bit nichey to me. One of my reflections was that I feel that alert and retaliate are falling for me into a slightly different category than aloof and elusive. Like, it's basic with those two. It's like you just need to do the thing well, right? Don't go evading or attacking enemies with these respective keywords if it's marginal, unless you're an absolute beefcake and you don't mind getting beaten up. Whereas aloof and elusive are mechanical changes to the enemy that make the whole approach that you have to take to them somewhat different.
Yeah, those are the two where it seems like it's more useful.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever use this on an aloof enemy though, because you can just start a fight with them, right? Like,
what's really good about this? So I said the whole approach, which maybe is slightly overselling it, but it's an action tax. Like aloof is a massive action tax because you need to engage the enemy before you can attack it.
Yeah.
So in your sort of archetypal situation as a fighty investigator, you want to kill an enemy that is engaged with one of your co-investigators who's less fighty, and you need to spend an action to engage them if they're aloof, and then you need to kill them. And like maybe you're not in the same location, maybe you need to move one, and suddenly like that extra aloof engagement can just make situations quite annoying, and having a free trigger engage ability is really nice. And with elusive, I think the benefit is magnified because suddenly they stop running away when you hit them.
Elusive definitely seems like a
Yeah.
good one.
It's best for elusive, I think, by a long shot. The other thing I'd say about it, which is really cool, is the bless token replenishing.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I mentioned when we were chatting last time about bless and curse, is I've not played heavily with these archetypes, but my understanding is that in the cards released to date, there are more payoffs for curse tokens because they're intrinsically bad to have in the chaos bag, whereas the blessed tokens, there are some payoff ones, but they didn't design into them stuff that makes it cool when they just get drawn so much.
Yeah, because they're already doing something cool when they get drawn.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to like overpower it.
Yeah.
Okay, darling.
Yeah.
See you soon.
So I think they're adjusting the design space for bless a little bit. I think that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, it seems like a good thing. My opinion with lots of these sorts of games, mainly Netrunner or Arkham, is that kind of the more complexity and the more options you can give the player, the more fun they tend to get.
Yeah.
So I'm always happy to see them exploring a new design space. Shall we look at the next one?
Let's. Yeah, so I thought we would just look at Zoe's Cross. Zoe, so yeah, your friend and mine, the stabbiest lady in the whole of New England. I need to move our heads again. Like we've got so much. Where can I put us? I'll just stick to the bottom there. There we go. There are so many cards on the screen, it's a bit hard for us to even fit in there. So this is Parallel Zoe. So this is Zoe, but not as we know her. And now is the really... I said we'd take it in turns. That's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to read it?
Do you want me to read Zoe's Cross or do you want me to read Zoe?
I want you to read Zoe.
Okay. So, after you deal 1 or more damage to an enemy, add 1 bless token to the chaos bag, limit once per phase. Before you reveal chaos tokens as a fast action, during an attack, remove 3 bless tokens from the chaos bag, and that attack will deal 1 damage. We can only do this once per round. And then the other side effect is +1 for each bless token in the chaos bag, which seems pretty good.
Yeah. I believe her stat line is the same as Classic Zoe, and her health and sanity is 1 below the total. I think maybe she had... I forget which of those two was higher in the original, but...
she was an absolute tank in the original. I think she had 9 health.
Yeah, I can believe that. And with the Parallel Investigators, you can mix and match the front and the back. Shall I read through the back?
Yes, please.
Deck size of 30, deck building options. Guardian cards level 0 to 3. So she loses Guardian level 4 and 5, but to make up for it, she gets Blessed and Charm cards level 0 to 4. Neutral level 0 to 5. And up to 5 other level Mystic cards level 0. So up to 5 other Mystic cards level 0. So yeah, basically she gets access to most of the blessed cards
Amazing.
in the game, and charms, which are an interesting bunch, but not a very deep seam to mine as yet. I think we're going to see some more in this release though. I think her flavor text is the same. Not that it matters loads.
So are these blessed and charm cards, are they going to be... Presumably they can be within classes as well? Or am I misunderstanding something?
All of the cards have player... Well, no, that's not true. They're neutral cards, but all player cards are either have a class or a neutral, but the Blessed and Charm cards are from any class. So you can take cards with those traits from any class.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah, the investigators with trait-based deck building often have like some really interesting quirks to discover, bits and pieces. Hey,
Yeah.
Baranwu, how you doing?
Hey, Varanwu. Good to see
Congrats
you.
on your win over the weekend. We are just talking about Parallel Zoe. What do you think? I mean, it's quite a lot to take in. I mean, the
It is a
parallels are a
lot.
bit like this. There's a lot of text on this. I think it's cool. When I've been evaluating it, I keep finding myself trying to shoehorn in Zoe's existing front. So every now and again, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that would work really well with the engage action. Then I'm like, that no,
Yeah, you don't have that anymore. That's
yeah,
not.
it's gone.
Um,
Unless you use the back and with that.
but that seems. I mean, I don't know enough about the card book, but it seems intrinsically this back is designed for this front. So unless you find some really odd combination of how to do things,
Maybe not as much as you'd think. Maybe not as much as you'd think. They are supposed to be interchangeable, and I think there are some interesting things you can do with all four combinations. I think the front's cool. I don't feel I know enough to evaluate it. There is an ally in Guardian at level 4, but is has the blessed trait, so she can take it. That synergizes very well with this. That also does a thing where you take blessed tokens out of the bag and do damage to enemies. But the way that they interact is basically you get to use both abilities with the same set of tokens. So I think it should be an absolute powerhouse in that combo. Ally called Nephthys.
cool. Should I do Zoe's grass?
Yeah, go for it.
Zoe Samra's deck only, advanced. After you engage an enemy, exhaust Zoe's Cross and spend one resource, deal 1 damage to that enemy. There's a fast action, remove 2 blessed tokens from the Chaos bag, engage an enemy at your location. So this is kind of switching back on Zoe's, like, some of Zoe's abilities. Now, can this be played? This presumably can be played with the original Zoe as well.
Yes. Yeah. The advanced so there's the signature and the weakness are both advanced and they come as a pair. And you can play either, and I believe you can upgrade at some point during your campaign between the originals and the advanced, but then you can't go back.
Okay.
It's complicated because some of the parallels have a special scenario that I think you have to complete to get the upgrades, and Zoe doesn't.
Cool.
I think you can just choose to do it. It's my understanding. Because it's all interchangeable, the cross is written that you could use it with both fronts and you get something for either of them. So the you get a free evade, but not evade, engage. Oh my goodness, I'm going to be so bad at talking this evening. I apologize in advance. I'm just going to be saying the wrong words the whole time, and we're just all going to have to live with that. You get a free engage ability that then triggers the reaction on the front that works with having blessed tokens in the bag. So that's how they've kind of designed that to work with everything. Seems all right, I think.
Yeah, seems pretty good.
The free engage is obviously a good thing. And then I'll do the advanced smite the wicked. It's a weakness, task traded, not sure that makes any difference to anything. Advanced, obviously, attached enemy gets +2 fight and +2 health. Revelation, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded. Attach smite the wicked to that enemy and spawn it at the location farthest from you. Forced, when the game ends, if attached enemy is in play, Zoe Samaras suffers 1 mental trauma.
Now, what is the difference between this and the original?
I think it's just the top line. +2 fight and +2 health. So it puts an enemy that you have to go and chase after and hit in the head with the meat cleaver. But it's harder and it needs more hits.
Okay. that seems worse. Like that seems just like a straight up. This is if you want to make your game harder, put this one in.
Yeah, I mean the idea is you get a better signature and a worse
Okay.
weakness, and the two balance each other out, and you have to take both. I have heard people seem to have said that this is substantially worse. I think that the original is quite a hard weakness, and it's mostly a hard weakness because it involves a lot of traveling, and it sometimes comes out at the absolute worst time in the game where you just cannot get the thing.
Yeah, if you get it towards the end of the game when it's like, right, we know this turn we just need to move twice and then we're both going to resign, and then it's like this comes out, and now what you're going to do? You're going to travel halfway across the board that's covered in monsters to kill one thing. I think I ended up taking 2 or maybe even 3 mental trauma when we played that Zoe campaign,
Yeah.
mainly because of this card.
Yeah. I like sometimes that's the best play. Sometimes the optimal play is to suck up that mental trauma. All of which is brilliantly thematic, of course. The stabby over religious lady who suddenly absolutely has to run across the screen, the board to go and kill something, and won't hear anything about it and gets obsessed and frantic if she doesn't manage to. Cool. Is really cool. I think in the worst case scenarios, this doesn't make it much worse. I think in some of the middling ones where an enemy pops out quite close to you, it does make it a bit worse. But unless you're really unlucky, it's another action, right? It's another action where possibly you need to boost yourself a little bit to defeat it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like anything that gets +2 fight and +2 health is going to be really beefy and really hard to kill. And there's just going to be a lot more situations where I go, yeah, fuck it, I'm not going to be able to do it, and end up taking mental trauma.
Maybe. I think a lot more might be a bit much. I think it's it's an action and a card from your hand. You should be attacking to do 2 damage each time, and you should be running some way of boosting your fight. Typically, I say a card an archetypal one would be having overpower or unexpected courage in hand. The fact that you choose to upgrade into this so you can wait till late campaign when you've got a big weapon, say flamethrower, which is +4.
Yeah.
If you chase down an enemy with the flamethrower, it's a bad combination of circumstances where you're really being taxed more than one extra action. I think it will happen. Sometimes you'll pull a really, really hard enemy off the deck and it's a 7 fight as opposed to 5, and sometimes it'll spawn somewhere with loads and loads of other enemies that you will really struggle. You were hoping to just leave alone, but
I feel like it's more than one extra action because you've got to get that +2 fight every time, and it's not going to be so maybe not more than one extra action, but more than one extra card or something that you've got to play to get above that limit, or really risk missing.
I mean, it kind of depends what your deck's doing. I think a card is maybe at the more expensive end. You could be running a stat booster, a physical training, for example. I think which is a card with physical training, that +2 is 2 resources.
You know more about this than I do. I will trust your judgment. That feels very hard to me.
Yeah,
but
I think I'm a bit of an outlier in the community, so maybe you're with majority here. But that's my take on it.
I never like to be with majority. I agree with you, Dave.
I would not have guessed that Smite the Wicked was the card we'd be talking about most. Barham, who says that he needs to crack out the Arkham again, hasn't played for yonks. It's such a good
It's
game.
so good.
Such a good game. I
Absolutely addicted to it.
I would say that bar that we should all play together at the UK Nats, but I know you're not going, and I'm
I'm
not
not
going, and I think you're not going either, Jessica. Which I feel a bit sad about. Another time.
And I feel that makes it very impossible for us all to play at UK Nats. We're not even close at the point where none of us are going to be there.
Yeah, unless we do some sort of seance thing, or I don't know, dial in.
Get someone to
seems a bit over complex.
Get 3 friends to get iPhones and set them up in such a way that we can all dial into those iPhones and then do a conference call that way. So we are playing at UK Nats rather than just doing it over Discord, which would be simpler, but it wouldn't be at UK Nats.
I'll make some calls. We'll set it up.
Fantastic. You never have technical problems getting more than one people to stream at the same time.
I'm going to put down a marker that I'm really going to try and go next year because I don't think I could quite have swung it this year, but I'm very keen to, and it would have been really nice.
If I didn't have a prior commitment on the Sunday, I would go. Yeah. But I know that it will get in my head that I'm like, I can't possibly top cut this, and if I do top cut it, I'll be in a really horrible position where it's like, do I cancel plans that I've made with other people? No. I just in my own head about it. I can't do that. Shall we look at the next thing, Dave?
Is the next thing TTS?
I thought we were going to do 3 spoiler cards, but maybe we feel we've done, in fact, 5 spoiler cards.
Yes, I think so. Let me just check the. Oh no, we were going to do. My goodness, I'm getting ahead of us. This, I think, what I said was my favourite as well. And is it your turn to read it? I think it is.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Occult Reliquary. It's a dubious source card. Or is that just like a tagline, Dave?
That's a tagline.
I'm
not sure what they call that. It's a sort of subheading. Sometimes you get cards that all have the same name, but they're differentiated by this subheading.
It's a boon, and it's a pact, and it's a permanent, and it's limit 1 per deck. You have 1 additional hand, accessory, or arcane slot, which can only be used to hold a blessed or cursed asset. And it's 3 XP.
It's good cards. I really like it.
Card. I can see already. It says the price is but a pittance for what you will gain.
I love that clever text. It's really nice. Really cute. It's not cute. It's really sinister, but in a good way. I'm just going to be saying all the things I like. I like the stained glass window. I like the horrid little man with his hands clasped together in his devious plans. I think it's really. It's obviously it's very similar to Charisma, which I believe you're familiar with, and Relic Hunter, 2 very early slotless permanents that give you another slot. In fact, but it's a bit more interesting because it's got the first of all, the slot is variable, and it's got the traits condition.
So I've got a question about this card.
Go on.
Do you choose which kind of slot it gives you when you add it to your deck, or do you choose it when you need it, when you play something from your hand that you wouldn't otherwise be able to play?
I'm pretty sure you choose it when you need it, but I would need to go and have a look at the rules to be certain.
It obviously makes quite a big difference to how powerful.
Yeah. I don't think there's any sort of concept that cards have a memory for things like that in between scenarios. I'm pretty certain that you could in fact discard something so that this slot was empty and then play another type, something that required a different type of slot into it.
That's really
within
cool.
The same scenario. I'm pretty certain that you could do that.
That's really powerful then.
Yeah.
And that feels right to me because I feel like it would have some sort of text that said, when you add this card to your deck, choose.
I think it would need to if it wanted to do that.
Yeah. I feel like that as well. I feel like there's, as good as it is, there's not a huge amount to say about it unless you.
No, not particularly. I was just going to say I think there are some cards that are a bit nichey because they take up one of those slots. In fact, in the very rough deck I got for Parallel Gym, there is exactly one such card. And I very much like the prospect that you can get this and then you can can stick that card in that slot and it becomes a little bit more viable.
Cool. While I remember, and this is going to be very far in the future, next time we start a campaign,
yeah,
I want you to force me to build a deck from scratch.
Okay.
I've been very much net decking stuff and tinkering around with it, and I think that's becoming a crutch, and I think that I will have more fun with this game when I start making myself make my own decks.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. I think for what it's worth, I think it'll be quite fun content as well. We'll have to think a bit about how we do it and how we spend the time to do it, and make it an interesting watch and an interesting process. But yeah, that sounds cool. I mean, I have been wondering, I haven't actually worked out, but I've been wondering whether the timing will work for us to try Hemlock Vale.
That would be cool.
When we do our next campaign. I think so, and I think the timing might kind of work out. And I am actually really keen to get into Bless and Curse. So we could do Bless and Curse, not Hemlock Vale, or Bless and Curse, Hemlock Vale, or not Bless and Curse, not Hemlock Vale.
Exciting.
I think those are all the options that we have. Sorry, can you tell I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning?
I'm sorry, what did you say there?
I said, can you tell I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning?
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. There we go. Let's get TTS out.
Yeah.
There we go. So, do you remember where we were, Jessica?
Do I fuck? Like, it feels like years ago. I think it was. Yeah. I think it was maybe in September when we last played this.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was in September.
I remember there being a lot of monsters that we had to kill, and us, I think, just barely doing it. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or did we run away?
No, we did it. We killed them. We got resolution 1. So we defeated the hunting creatures. We got some XP. We cleaned up the game, and we moved to Interlude 1, Restful Night, which, after our epic battle with the monsters, we did not feel equal to reading through. So now that's what we've got to do.
Okay, shall I begin?
Please.
Interlude 1, Restful Night. Safe at last, you and the remaining members of the expedition take stock of your situation. You've lost several members of the team, but your numbers remain strong. Part of you knows that staying any longer would prove foolish or deadly. But a great many questions crowd your thoughts, demanding answers despite your worries. What were those uncanny, phantasmal creatures? What happened here after Dyer's expedition left the icy wastes behind? You and the others discuss the situation at length, consider various plans. Some believe in the total abandonment of the expedition, but to return empty-handed now would prove disastrous for the university. I wouldn't give a fuck about this university at this point. Frustrate the scientific community and possibly cost the remaining crew their careers. After all, very few believe Dyer's outlandish claims. Who would believe this? In the end, you decide to press onward. Is that flight or fight? Another flight is out of the question, of course. That thing in the sky must still be out there. It was a miracle you survived one aeroplane crash, let alone 2. No, there's only one way to reach the site described in Dyer's report now. You must travel on foot. The decision made, you retire to get what meager rest you can before the grueling trek ahead. You only have enough time to check on a few team members, regardless of whether they're alive or crossed out. One at a time, choose and read 3 of the sections below, 4 instead if the team fled to the mountains. If the game effect of the chosen section cannot be performed, it does not count towards this total, and you may choose a new section instead. Once you've read the appropriate number of sections, proceed to Restful Night 2.
So I reckon we should just try not to read any of these. We just skip through and see what our options are. William Dyer, Darnforth, Amy Kensler, Marla Singer, James Cookie Fredericks, Avery Claypool, Rolled Ellsworth, Takada Hiroko, Elia and Elia Eshevak.
And we have all of those options. Is everyone still alive?
No, everyone is decidedly not still alive, but we can still check on them, and it might be worth our while.
Okay.
I like to think that we're looking for concern, like maybe sort of trying to find details of next of kin, as opposed to like raiding their stores or like dividing up their possessions.
Okay. Because my suggestion was that we should check on Avery and Cookie and someone else, because Avery and Cookie have like helped us a lot.
Yeah,
that feels thematic to me.
Yeah.
And then maybe neither of those are dead, are they?
Neither of them are dead. So I think let me check. I can check who's dead if you give me a moment. I was wondering whether you were quite invested at the outset of this campaign in the blossoming lesbian romance.
Yes, I was.
If you would like to look at check on either of those parties. One of them is dead. One of them is not dead.
Is there any chance that she'll come back to life if we check on her? Which one would you rather do? I feel like
between the two of them.
Yeah, between the two of them.
So we've got William Dyer, who's missing in action, and we've got Darnforth, who is also missing in action and actually dead, according to my campaign log. I'm not quite sure how that works. We've got Marla Sinner, the physician who died in the plane crash originally. And so yeah, Marla was one of the two ladies, and then Amy Kensler was the other.
Okay, shall we maybe? I wouldn't mind checking on Amy, but I was saying, like, which do you fancy?
I don't mind at all.
Okay,
I don't have a strong opinion. Let's go with Amy then. She's at the top.
The leader of the expedition gives you little heed as you enter her tent. Her eyes are instead glued to the microscope in front of her. She appears to be studying a glob of inky, multicolored ichor in a small petri dish. She must have recovered some of that gunk earlier. You ask if she thinks it's safe to be studying it so closely. Of course not, she responds in a dry monotone. But sometimes scientific progress requires an element of jeopardy. It's true in a way. You're only here at all because the team decided to put themselves at risk in order to confirm the truth behind Dyer's report. You ask Dr. Kensler what she has discovered. Frustratingly little. So, physiologically speaking, this substance is unlike anything I've ever seen. I'm not even completely sure it's a liquid. It seems to possess qualities of all three states of matter. She finally sets the microscope aside, covers the petri dish, and meets your gaze. It would be fascinating if it wasn't trying to kill us. Dr. Kensler's research allows you to view the situation with greater clarity. In your campaign log, record Dr. Kensler is sharing her research with you.
Cool, I will do that. And let's turn the page. James Cookie Fredericks.
Cookie stares into the campfire as you approach, clearly in a world of his own. His distant eyes reflect the dim, flickering firelight. Who knows what he really sees within? The moment you begin to speak, he startles out of his reverie. Ah, it's only you, he mutters, his voice gravelly. Sit down. Fire's not just for me. You do, taking off your gloves and warming up your hands for a moment, before asking Cookie what he thinks of the plan. What do I think? He almost laughs. I think you're deluded, the lot of you. What do I know? You suspect aloud that he knows a lot more than the others think. That so? He asks in a grim monotone. About war, maybe, he growls. But maybe that's what this is after all. Right then, you don't know what I know. Fine. You listen intently as Cookie tells you his harrowing tales of the Great War. Tales that would surely give you nightmares. You're not already in one. Cookie's advice helps you prepare for the journey ahead. Any one investigator earns one bonus experience. I suggest we wait a minute to decide which one of that is.
Yeah, sounds good.
And
And
then we're going to do Avery Claypool as well, unless you want to do one.
No, I think we definitely do Avery Claypool.
Claypool is examining a map of the Ross Ice Shelf as you approach, tracing his fingers over topographical lines. We were supposed to have better weather conditions, he explains as you hunt next to him. I don't know how or why, but something is messing with the weather patterns here. We're getting hit with storms too sudden even for Antarctica, and the temperature variance is close to what you find in winter. You ask Claypool if there's anything that can be done to prevent further hardship. The inclination might be to hunker down, he replies, and surely there are some amongst us who are too exhausted to go on. There are others who feel the opposite, that we should leave immediately and find safety elsewhere. I believe the best course of action is somewhere in between. He taps the map in front of him again, beckoning you closer. These storms are hitting fast and hard. We have to find our opening and move out the moment one lets up, he explains. You nod in approval. Hey, Claypool's prediction helps you stay safe from the inclement weather. Remove one frost token from the chaos bag.
Can I get a fuck yeah for Avery Claypool?
Fuck yeah, Avery Claypool.
Absolutely the mensch of the expedition. Right. That bad boy's coming straight out. I'm not gonna waste a moment. Okay, there you go.
Is Roald Ellsworth still alive?
I believe so. I'll double check, but I don't think we've managed to kill off Roald yet. Don't think we had much to do with him, to be honest with you.
I can't really remember which one he is.
He's an intrepid explorer, but more than that, I can't say. Yeah, let's go see what they've got to say about him.
Curious, you pry a bit, asking Claypool what the deal is between him and Ellsworth. Ha! Old Roald. Well, he stammers, avoiding your gaze. He's just so damn stubborn and hard to read. You raise an eyebrow. Okay, it is more than that. He's a loner by his very nature. Getting close to somebody like that. He sighs, trying to muster up the words. It's difficult for both parties. But worth it, you observe aloud. Yes, I suppose it can be, he replies with a smile. Sometimes. Okay, cool. We're back on with the gay romances.
Exactly. I'm liking this. I didn't expect that, but I'm very happy to see it. Claypool just gets better and better. He's a delight. What can I say?
He does. And what's his boyfriend? His very good friend, his roommate's name. Roald Ellsworth. I shall remember that.
Let's find him.
There he is. During an investigator's turn, exhaust Roald Ellsworth and spend one supply. Choose a treachery attached to any location. Treat that treachery text box as if it were blank until the end of the turn. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that is.
There have been lots of times that would have been really useful.
It's pretty cute as well. His nice little mittens and his soft face.
Yeah, I can definitely see what Avery sees in him.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. I was supposed to give a disclaimer which might be currently relevant. My other half is having movie nights about 4 meters in that direction. So if you hear weird noises, it is the film Bad Mums. It's not anything to get concerned about. Please adjust your expectations of the evening accordingly. Right, let's... okay, and then we go to the end of Restful Night. So
I want to read Restful Night to you,
yeah?
Yeah. Silence falls over the camp as one by one the team falls into deep slumber. You try your damnedest to get some rest yourself, but every time you close your eyes, the image of those phantasmal creatures comes seeping behind your eyelids, and you shoot awake. You wonder morbidly if death is the only way you will ever rest on this journey. Check the expedition team section of the campaign log. If there are 3 or more names crossed out, proceed to Restful Night 3. Otherwise, get to... There are.
I'm afraid we've lost 3 members of the team.
Restful Night 3. You awaken with a start and immediately reach for a weapon to defend yourself. The sound that pierced through your dreams and shook you back into reality was not one any earthly creature could make. And yet, when you awaken, nothing is out of place. In fact, you rise to your feet, shocked, and examine your surroundings. Your makeshift camp was protected from the harsh elements, but still deep in the Antarctic wilderness. And yet, you find yourself indoors, in a hall you cannot place, despite strange familiarity. You brush aside some of the snow that still lingers on the ground around your sleeping bag, noting a tiled floor that wasn't there before. A dream? Sorry. As you doubt the truth of this mysterious place, the walls and the tiled floor shimmer and fade. You are left back in the freezing cold of your camp, surrounded by your companions, except the door leading out of the hall still remains. Thick grey mists. I'm really sorry.
Would you like me to take over reading duties for a moment?
Please do.
Thick grey mist. Oh my goodness, I'm going to do worse. Thick grey mist swirls around you, guiding you onward. There is no natural refraction of light. Something supernatural is at work here. The thick miasma that churns around your camp is not unlike the substance that makes up the nightmarish creatures you encountered after your plane crashed. Do you really want to know what it wants you to see? The investigators must decide.
Open the door and venture into the mirage. Proceed to scenario question mark, question mark, question mark. Play mirage. Ignore the door and allow it to vanish. Proceed to scenario 2, Forbidden Peaks. You will get this chance again later.
I was going to say it's an interesting philosophical question here about whether it's better to know or not know something that's probably bad.
I've generally gone with no in my life, and then you can never put that toothpaste back in the tube, is what I've found. That said, I also think the opposite is true, where like if you decide not to know something and then you can't know it later, you regret that too. I would like to go into the Fatal Mirage.
I think we're on the internet streaming our game of Arkham, and it would be a disservice to ourselves and to our audience for us not to blunder into the Fatal Mirage.
Yes, let's do it.
With a name like that, what can possibly go wrong, etc., etc. So that's interesting. Okay. Fatal Mirage, first time, second time. Okay. While that is happening, I think we should do some deck upgrades, because we now do know how. Oh, the portentous clanging. That's always nice.
Good mod.
It's a really good mod. Yeah, we now know how many XP we have to spend. So let's talk deck upgrades.
Because we need to decide which one of us gets that 1 XP.
Yes.
Do you have a really good idea for what you want to spend 6 XP on?
When I looked
5. When
I looked at that this afternoon, I did have a thought. Yeah, I do have a thought.
Okay.
But we were going to talk a bit about what your upgrades are going to be. So let's do that first before we definitely settle the question.
I haven't got like an amazing idea. I was thinking of upgrading Granny Orn and upgrading Charisma just so we can try out Granny Orn. But I suspect whatever idea you've got is probably better than that. Like mine's a little bit of a vanity project.
I'm in favour of that. I want to see what Granny Orn does, and I think it's a pity to have 2 upgraded allies in your deck that you want to keep both in play and not have Charisma. I think you should have the extra XP.
Yeah.
And
the only other thing I'd say about that is I'm then spending 6 XP on something only going to happen if I pull 2 cards out of a 45 card deck, which is what I've got at the moment.
I guess that's true. Um,
I mean, I guess it's
if
kind
it's good, there is nothing stopping you getting a second granule on level 3.
of true. I'm just saying, I think there's a decent chance that either we find Granny Orn and only we find Granny Orn great. The only circumstance in which the charisma also matters is if I also found the cat.
Yeah.
And I found the cat first. Like if I upgrade Granny Orn and I find Granny Orn first, I'm playing Granny Orn. But if what we're focused on is finding out if upgraded Granny Orn is any good, then the charisma's nice and makes it a bit more likely, but it's a really specific circumstance.
I'm on Team Orn. I think we should do it.
Okay, I've argued against myself for long enough.
Granny.
So let's get a charisma and a Granny on.
Cool.
I'll try and not cough through the whole stream, but it's not entirely within my choice.
Let me see. I think I need to maybe hop out of here. And then, yeah, there we go. It's got the upgrade now. So, need to this is good content.
Amazing content.
I'll pull mine up
Maybe
at the same time.
I'll talk as a backing track just to like really make it amazing.
Spinning dials set to the sound of cracking lungs. Right, where are we? That's it. One charisma. Boom. And better Granny Orn. Boom. Okay, that's done. And I'll just run you through my upgrades to Dexter. I'll try not to be over long about them. I felt that the deck needed a fair bit of work, and as Dexter has got access to lower XP rogue cards, I bought 2 copies of Adaptable, which allows me to switch out level 0 cards for free. So I spent 2 XP on those, and I got 2 Ward of Protections in the deck. This is a classic Mystic card that cancels encounter cards, and you take a horror for the privilege. And then I got 1 Scroll of Prophecies, which is a Mystic asset that you use secrets to draw cards, draw 3, discard 1. And I also got the Hallowed Chalice, which I think you'll love. It's a really nice cup that you can just drink out of. Nothing bad ever happens.
Fantastic.
That's not entirely true. You put Doom on it to heal yourself.
Unless you've already done so, I'm going to spawn the cards that I need.
Yeah, do it. And I got rid of 1 copy of Scouts Ahead, both copies of Ethereal Slip, and both copies of Kicking the Hornet's Nest. And I also got a copy of the Hierophant, which will give me an extra arcane slot and allow me to carry either extra arcane assets or extra accessories. And I put 2 XP on Power Word so that I can now activate it from adjacent locations. We've got the Bonded customization. Okay. I think that was quicker than I usually manage, right?
Yeah.
I love my cards, and it's hard not to
We are
get
slowly
excited
but
about
surely getting better at this, I believe.
Right. Cool. I'll see if I can grab those cards. So we had Hierophant and 2 adaptables.
I've not got any mental trauma or anything like that, right?
I will check, but I don't think so. This. There are a lot of cards in this game. There we go. Jeez. Okay, and I think. Oh, that was stupid. Sorry, everyone. I didn't switch over the screen in TTS, so we were talking for ages about upgrades and looking just at something that's not very interesting. My apologies. I hope it wasn't too hard to follow. Okay, then towards spoiler prophetism. Hello, Chalice. So yeah, I hope that like these changes will have shored up some of the weaknesses. I felt like I was getting really hammered by treacheries and being really close to dying a lot.
Yeah.
And I think the wards and the chalice will hopefully help with both of those things.
Yeah.
The chalice is a little bit of an experiment because obviously it generates doom. It does quite good healing, but it generates doom. But Dexter's ability should mean that I can get rid of it quite quickly. So, like, my broad plan is to drink from the evil cup for, like, just neck it quickly, generate loads of doom, and then profit. I.e. throw it away.
We've got some more reading to do. Shall I begin it?
Yeah, do, because I need to fish out cards from my deck as well.
Cool. Upon entering the doorway, you find yourself in a web of icy tunnels, swathed in a miasma, dripping with primatic ichor. Your reflection appears back at you in myriad peculiar angles. Your voice echoes throughout this infinite hall of mirrors. You turn around to discover that your entryway has vanished behind you. Then, in the corner of your eye, you spot a familiar figure traversing the same mist. But no, that can't be possible, can it? Find and read the passage below that corresponds to which character was killed in the plane crash. Then proceed to set up. What's her name?
Marla Singer.
Dr. Singer is dead. There is no way that can be her, and yet the physician examines what you can only assume to be a corpse, the body limp and lifeless. Time of death, 1423. Record it, she says, her voice steady and calm. But within the misty reflection, you spot her lip quiver ever so slightly as her task takes its toll on her. As quickly as it appeared, the mirage vanishes. What the hell is this place? And how are these events, which you were not privy to, unfolding before your very eyes? Then proceed to set up.
So it looks like we might get to hear about the doomed romance after all.
Yay!
Woohoo!
This, I mean, I've not gotten deep enough, I guess, into some of the other campaigns I'm playing. This feels like the most structurally complex Arkham campaign that I've played.
It definitely is the most structurally complex one we've played so far. It's less. I don't know how you would characterize complexity really. So this and Scarlet Keys are the part where they stopped having to do the campaigns on Rails, because previously under the distribution model, right, you bought a deluxe expansion, which was 2 scenarios, and then 6 Mythos packs, which were for the 6 scenarios. So you'd have an 8 scenario campaign, and they'd all have to be played in order, basically. Like you've seen, I think with Dunwich, that you had the option in the deluxe to play either of those two campaigns first, and the other one second. But other than that first little dalliance with non-linearity, everything was very linear. You've got Dream Eaters, which is 2 parallel campaigns. So there's two parallel campaigns of 4 scenarios, both of which have to be done in order, if you see what I mean. But the new distribution model, where you get an entire campaign in one box, means that they were less beholden to their distribution model and their campaign design. So this option we just had, the fact that this scenario, as we've been told, is one that we can come back to, is relatively unprecedented. There is some slight toying with these things in Forgotten Age, but not to this extent, because they still didn't want their customers to be buying, to not buy products because they were going to be skipping a scenario, for example.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah, Edge of the Earth is kind of different because it's the ordering of the scenarios you can do, and is more complex, but it's a bit less structured.
It feels to me like I could play this like possibly dozens of times and not have really gotten all of the content out of it, but maybe I'm exaggerating how like deep it is in my head.
I think a number of times, certainly, because you've got all of the partners like this, that bit we just did, you can only speak to 3 of them, whatever, and there are 10. So
I guess
you'd have to play it at least 3 times, 4 times to get all of them just on that bit.
And you wouldn't have gotten them all both alive and dead.
No, that's true. Yeah. So there's like 20 different possibilities there.
Yeah. I think in my head I was like, you could definitely play this dozens, if not hundreds, if not many, many more times than that, and not get the same combination of things happening because of the crazy math that goes into combinatorics.
Yeah. I've forgotten how the Mirage Wall works. Have you had a look at this? And this is the joy of having the interludes on stream, is that now everyone gets to look at us staring at this scenario setup. We begin at the Prison of Memories. That part of the setup should be done. We're not playing on hard or expert. The Tekelili deck is already pre-made. Let's just give it a little shuffle for good measure. Is it pre-made? I didn't throw it away, did I?
I'm concerned that you may have.
I think we're just going to have to play without it, Jessica. I can't see any other option.
You dropped in one of these, right?
I've got it here.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. Six cards. 6 horrible cards that nobody likes.
Doesn't something really unpleasant start happening if we literally run out of them? Like, I mean, surely we'll start drawing some from our deck soon, but
I hope it says if able, but I'm not sure. We're just gonna have to start drawing them and having nasty things happen to us. We both start in the Prison of Memories.
We do.
Did you read the agenda and act already?
Yeah, that's it. I'll read the agenda first. Yeah. You find yourself trapped in an endless prison of distorted thought. Each door, that's definitely happened to me before. Each door is another world to discover, another memory to explore. There's a fast action. We can take a horror to move to the Prison of Memories anytime we want.
Hey, it sounds so inviting. They really need to get a PR firm working on their tourist tourist advertising, don't they?
In this strange alternate reality, past memories and nightmares come to life. Is this place real or a figment of your imagination, or perhaps both? Objective. Confront your demons to strengthen your resolve. Hint. You may have more than one opportunity to advance this act. Until then, you are trapped. If you're running out of time and are given the chance to advance, consider taking it. Okay, sure. We need to pick people to take with us.
Do we? I'm not sure we do, actually.
Investigator set up first time. Each investigator may choose one available member of the expedition team who's not stuff to join them.
Oh, I do apologise. Cool. I guess, yeah, fair enough. It's a miasma, not an actual dream, so they can come with us. Who do you fancy?
Should I give Roald Ellsworth a try? Avery's been doing such good work for us, but I don't want to accidentally kill his boyfriend either. That would moments after finding out they're a couple, the next thing I do is get him killed.
William Dyer, I think I said already was a goner, so let's put him in here, I think. Yeah, there we go. That's
Avery. Are any of these people good with horror? Not necessarily.
Not really. Some of them have damage on them already as well. They've got like permanent damage in horror. I might have really beaten up our lovely airplane mechanic such that it's not a good idea to have her do anything. Yeah, Takada's got 2 damage and 2 horror. Cookie's got 1 damage. Everyone else is unblemished.
It's really tempting to take Avery again. I think if you
want to mix it up, I will take him.
Cool. I think I'm going to take Roald. I like the idea of taking them as a couple.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Starting hands.
Yeah.
What happens if we pull 3 cards in our starting hands? Presumably, they count as weaknesses.
Yeah. Set them aside and draw a replacement.
Why is that not working? Usually I can just draw a number of cards by pressing the number, but it's not working today. Oh, it's because I've got numlock on my computer.
That'll do it.
That's not the reason.
I don't want any of these cards.
Dave, please do me a favor and try to draw from my deck.
Okay. Let's see what happens. Oh, I may have pressed the 1 button twice and drawn 11 cards from the deck, but I think that has proven that
it's possible.
It's possible, yeah. Let's give you these back. That's what we was on there.
Why can't I do it then? So I can't do it by right-clicking and clicking draw either.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems odd. Are
I'm
you?
gonna try and draw.
Oh, it's because you're the wrong color, Jessica. You chose to be pink, but pink isn't sat at this part of the table.
And you can do it because you're the admin, right? Yeah, that makes sense. What color do I need to be?
Also, because I'm white. It's a privilege thing.
It is. Yeah, I didn't want to say it. Cool. I've now drawn my entire deck.
Well, that will prove useful.
What's the easiest way to fix this?
Okay, if you, I can do it. Okay, you select them all, press G to group them, and then
cool.
put them safely back over there where they can't do any harm.
Okay, that was an ordeal.
I'm considerably happier with my hands. must remember to put this stack of mostly weaknesses back in my deck. Right, why? I need 5 supplies to put on play ball.
I think this might be just good enough. I think it might just be good enough. There's not a card in my hand that I don't feel like I might regret if I put it back. You know, it would be lovely to see. I guess because we're on stream, I will talk a bit about my hand, if that's all right.
Yeah, of course. I think we've established that that's the thing we're doing.
It would be lovely to see drawing thin in this opening hand, and that's making me question a little bit whether I should. Like Take Heart is a maybe put back in order to try and draw drawing thin. An Emergency Cage is another maybe. But without drawing thin already in my hand, Emergency Cage feels like how I get some early econ going and make sure that I don't end up in an econ pit at any point. I like to have Mist Oil. Mist Oil's a very good cat. Neither Rain Nor Snow is just an incredibly good card.
Yeah.
And Lucky Rabbit's Foot or just Rabbit's Foot, I guess it's called, is a way that I'm going to draw a card passively pretty much every time. So,
completely agree with all of that. I think, yeah, I might be tempted to ditch Cash or Neither Rain Nor Snow to see if I could find any sort of setup piece, but that's kind of maybe. I wouldn't necessarily do that. I've got Molly Maxwell, who I've not had a chance to play yet because she's a one-off. And I've got Guts. I've got a Fasting Bargain. I've got Scroll of Prophecies, so I've also got a way of drawing lots of cards, which I'm really happy about. And also when it's empty, I can start using Dexter's ability with it, which is part of the reason I bought it. And I've got a Sleight of Hand, which is probably the card I'm least excited about having, but it's good to have it. Hanging around for when I need it.
And not draw desperately for my most overpowered card. I think that this is good. I think this is good enough.
Sounds good.
Okay, shall I flip this Prison of Memories?
I feel it's already flipped.
It's already flipped.
It's already flipped. I feel we've missed an important detail, which is how we get the locations on the table, which is slightly embarrassing because I have played this before. I know.
It says set each other location aside out of play. So I assume it's that they're going to come out of the encounter deck.
No, because they would be put in the encounter deck if they were.
It does say to put them all out of play.
Yeah, I believe it's true. I just know I'm sure there's a way of getting them in, and I can't remember what it is. I feel like we should find out how to do that before we start playing much more.
Okay, follow my logic.
Yeah.
It's either in the setup, which scanning through it does not appear to be saying, like, do this, or, as I say, it's just playing the game will reveal locations. I think it's meant to be like this. I think we are meant to be stuck in one place at the start.
That Mirage text. Somewhere it says what that Mirage text does, and that's what we need to know.
Oh, this is amazing.
Here we go. It's just on this page here. The Mirage keyword represents locations that are manifestations of your memories and the memories of your companions. These locations have no unrevealed side, and therefore interplay with their revealed side face up, which is why the prison place is already face up. Instead of an unrevealed side, these locations have story cards on the reverse sides. These story cards allow investigators to travel deeper into the strange mirage and unlock new memories in the form of locations or encounter cards. The numbers indicated by the mirage keyword represents how many clues are required to flip it over, while the card titles in parentheses indicate what memories might appear as a result. As a free trigger ability, investigators at a mirage location may spend the indicated number of clues as a group to flip it over and resolve the story card on its other side. When a location with the mirage keyword enters play, including during setup, for each card indicated by its mirage keyword that is already in play or in the victory display, reduce the location's clue value by its mirage value. So if some of the connecting locations are already in play, it gets less clues on it.
Okay.
Note, this is less likely to occur the first time you play Fatal Mirage, but it's much more likely during subsequent playthroughs. The location is cleared of mirages if every card indicated by its mirage keyword is already either in play or in the victory display. A location that is cleared of mirages cannot be flipped over again. Okay? So we need to get
I've broadly got that. I feel like we should be getting the clues.
We should be getting the clues, and then we can flip it when we've got 2 clues. I think that's right.
Great.
Look at that again. Yep.
Oh, and it's going to get harder and harder to.
Is the agenda advances? Yes, that's true. No. That's true.
Okay.
Okay. We're both really bad. We're both really bad at investigating. This is going to be fun. Do you want to go first, or shall
I? I feel like there's a little bit of unknown knowledge in my turn. That's probably true of yours as well. I don't think it makes much difference. You know what? You go first.
Okay. How much money would you like to have?
I do love money. I mean, I've already got money in my hand, but like, if you have ways of giving me more money, I won't say no to it.
Let's see. Yeah. Would you like 2 and I'll have 3?
Yeah, that seems entirely reasonable, especially when I've already got money in my hand.
Fast in bargain. Okay, that's puts me on 8 and you on 7 for the cheap price of throwing 2 curse tokens in the curse bag, which will definitely not come back to haunt us at some point in the future.
Cool.
Action 1. Action 2, I will play Scroll of Prophecies. And action 3, I will play Molly Maxwell. And she's going to go down here. And I actually have to read what she does. You exhaust her and you draw cards until an asset is revealed. I think you should start taking your turn. And I'll just have a look at my deck and see what kind of assets I might want to. It'll probably be spells, to be honest with you, but I can just double check.
So I should have 2 more resources. I always forget that I don't need 5 resources in order to play Emergency Gauge.
Oh wow, yeah, that is definitely a thing.
Yeah, in my head, it's like, no, you must play that first. Always play that economy card first, because otherwise you won't have the economy to play it. I think I'm going to get Mist Oil down. Hope Seal and Auger.
I have drawn Azure Flame using Molly's ability.
I have gotten Hope, which I'm sure will be useful. I have to pay for that, don't I?
I'm afraid so.
I need to pay for all of it. So I was on 7. I've now used 4 of those 7, so I'm down to 3.
Oh, you have to pay for them both, don't you? Yeah.
Yep.
Did you shuffle Quick Learner into a deck by any chance?
Oh shit! I think I did.
Doesn't seem to be around, does it? I suspect you might have. Oh no,
Yeah, I did. Don't think that changes what I would have done. It's currently 0 to investigate this place.
Really?
It's the shroud value is currently 0, right?
No, it's 1. X is the current agenda number.
Oh, agenda number. Sorry, I thought it was the amount of doom on the current agenda.
No. It does scale, but slower than you think. So it's a 1.
Much slower than I thought.
Yeah.
That said, I think I'll get a lucky rabbit's foot down. I should have ordered this turn very differently, shouldn't I? I feel like I'm not going to give myself a break, though. I feel like I've gotten new information. I know that I got hope out, for example. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to be like, oh, let's retcon it, because I feel like I've been doing that too much. Okay. And okay, so I'm going to investigate at a 3 versus 1, which doesn't seem that unreasonable. Right?
It doesn't seem that unreasonable. We have Avery Clare on our side, which is good. I have no idea what the score does. Number of story cards, it's a -0, so that is absolutely a success. Well done.
Fantastic. And that's my turn. Cool. I didn't get to fail.
Okay, it's no enemies, so we do up straight to the upkeep phase. I think I forgot to shuffle my deck after I did Molly Maxwell, so I'm going to rectify that. Okay.
Nice.
That's another card I have yet to play, so we'll see whether we can do anything with it this time.
That's good.
Yeah. Mythos phase. 1 doom of 15.
I go first.
You do.
The madness within. Revelation. Test 4 willpower. Okay. For each point you fail by, shuffle the top card of the particular deck into your deck without looking at it. And that, like I said, for each card you cannot shuffle, take 1 horror.
Yeah, I think that'll be specific to each effect that's asking you to draw rather than a general rule for the particular deck. But I might be wrong.
So if it was 0, I wouldn't take 3 horror. Or 4 horror.
If what was 0?
Okay. So it's currently test willpower 4.
Yep.
If I drew the auto fail, I'd have failed by 4, right?
Yes.
Which would mean I had to put 4 cards in. And if there were 0 cards left in the deck, wouldn't I take 4 horror?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
So it's actually a willpower 5 test because I've got Quick Learner out.
I know what card I would be playing in your position. Or 2 cards, probably.
I think I should play one or the other of them.
Okay.
And I actually think there are worse things coming than this. So I think I'm just going to play Take Heart.
Okay. Wow. Bold, Jessica. I like it.
Okay. So that's 5 cards going in. Right?
No, you can't get. But 4 is the maximum. Right,
yeah, but the test I'm performing has +1 difficulty.
Oh, fuck a doodle doo. You're right. It's that way around, isn't it? Yeah, that is 5 cards from the Skelly deck. Oh boy. Oh, that's grim.
You're right. I should have played Neither Rain Nor Snow.
I thought so. Yeah. I'm.
Okay.
I'll leave you to do that, and I'll have a look at my card, which is Evanescent Mist. Attach Evanescent Mist to the nearest location that is not cleared of mirages. Place 2 clues on attached location. In order to flip the attached location over, investigators at attached location must either spend 2 additional clues as a group or each take 2 damage. But that's a really shitty card to have here.
Can I ask a rules question?
Yep.
Which resolves first, me doing Take Heart or me shuffling these cards in?
Let's have a look. Okay, Take Heart is if this test fails. And I think Take Heart happens first. So I think at the point where you know that you have failed, Take Heart triggers. And then the subsequent step of the test is the what happens with madness with resolving the effects. I could be wrong about that, but if I am, they both happen in the same window, and you can decide which one to trigger. So,
okay. Okay. Why is it going 2 clues? Oh,
because of the Evanescent Mist. This card makes me feel my age because I feel I should make a joke about the band Evanescence, and I don't actually know the names of any of their songs in order to deploy that joke. So the thought was there.
I can't remember either.
Is it like something me inside? Lock me up inside.
Yeah. Bring me back to life.
That's it. Yeah.
But I can't remember the name of the song. Snatch
is
is
that
the
one?
lyric.
That Evanescence song.
They were secretly a Christian band,
but
they kept it to themselves. Yeah, and like if you've heard quite a bit of like Christian rock music, you can believe it. Like it's all got this like it's all slightly too high pitched and like a weird sort of range, and it sounds a lot like other Christian rock music. Right. So we got 1 off and put 2 on. And this gets discarded.
Yes. Do you want to go first or shall
I? Why don't you go first?
Okay. I will exhaust Molly Maxwell, and I will look for a spell. Technically, she discards cards until he found one, but that's just such a horrible thing to have to do on TTS. I'm just searching and just going through sequentially until I find a spell. Okay, Water Protection. Draw it. This time I will remember to shuffle my deck. I mean, basically, the only good thing we can do is aside from setting it up, is investigating, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It didn't pay for any of my cards last turn, so let's rectify that. That should be 3, not 9. Okay. think I'm going to use Scroll of Prophecies. Spend a secret. I draw 3 cards and discard one of them. So, what? Mr. Villiers, Scout Head, and Showmanship. It's a bit tricky. I think I'll just... No, I won't discard that. I think I'll discard Mr. Villiers. Those 3. I will spend 1 to play Showmanship. So it's good, like... I think I might just use the Scroll of Prophecies again. I mean, basically, I think I'm kind of useless here until I get a good way to investigate.
For what it's worth, I'm going to be investigating like +1s and +2s, but then again, I'm a lot happier to fail actions than you are.
Yeah, I think I'm probably just slightly warped in my approach by having recently played the Scarlet Keys, where you often just get completely battered if you're not 3 up. Yeah, no, that's good. It's probably relatively low risk. Let's try it.
Actually, how many cultists are there?
There's 1 here.
I'd say. I was literally just looking at it to be like, hang on, but you've got no clues.
Yeah,
so...
joke's on you, cultists. I've got no clues to lose. Okay, well, that's my turn. Such as it was.
I'm going to look at the chaos bag. Okay, maybe. Right, fine. Okay, yeah, there's some quite bad things in the chaos bag.
Let's have a look.
So the skulls are fine for now.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have currently got 4 frost and a curse.
Mm-hmm.
The cultist is bad. Okay, it's not as bad as I was.
There should be 2 curses in there.
Should there?
Yeah. There are 2 curses. That's okay. And we don't have any elder things at the moment.
No, we don't. But we do have a tablet that would make us have to put the last Gili card in. Which is, by the way, why I'm currently saving Neither Rain Nor Snow, because if something similar comes out, I don't want to take a fuckload of damage.
I would also point out, actually, rules nerdery here, the text on the tablet, because it says you have to select an option that can change the game state. So if you draw a tablet at the Prison of Memories, you have to take the second option because you can't take the first one.
That's how I was reading it.
Yeah. Welcome to Arkham. It's worse than you thought. Well, actually, I mean, it's exactly what you thought, Jessica, because you've been here before, but it's bad.
Okay, so I will pretend I've only got. I could investigate it to 0,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the bad things would probably happen. Actually, that's not true. Like, I would probably fail, but it's not likely that one of the bad things would happen. And failing, as we know, isn't actually that bad for me. So I think my turn is going to go investigate at 0.
Hey.
Don't want to deal 1 damage and 1 horror. So I think I will take the clue.
It's a heal, not a take.
Sorry?
It's healing a damage and horror.
Yeah, heal 1 damage. I don't want to do that at the moment, so I've got none either.
That's fine. Yeah, you misspoke, but I was just checking that you.
Sorry.
Misspeak rather than a misunderstanding.
Okay.
That's absolutely the right play.
Yeah. Remembering to pay for it.
Also, I mean, that's slightly less optimal play, but nonetheless the one that I would advocate for.
Can't use winging it and the flashlight at the same time.
Sadly, no.
But if I use the flashlight, I definitely succeed, don't I?
Yes.
Apart from the auto fail.
Correct. That flashlight basically means that none of the bad tokens can do anything.
Okay.
That's fine. That's a success. Yeah.
Hooray. Yet to trigger spell's ability, but that's okay. Live with that. Five please left on it. Upkeep.
Of course. I was just waiting for your fourth action. Yeah, upkeep.
Yeah, I didn't fail, so I can't take fourth action.
Okay. It's
That's
a
not
Kelly card. Take a horror. Okay. Good news, Jessica. There's now 2 cards in the Kelly deck.
Yay!
So that's
Don't know how
nice.
I've not drawn one yet.
Don't worry, your time will come. I believe in you. I think I forgot to give Molly Maxwell a horror. Sorry, Molly. I think Molly Maxwell must really be struggling in Antarctica in that glittery dress. It's not weather optimal or where. Should we do the Mythos phase?
Yeah, I was just realizing Zeal and Augur should be in my discard.
Oh, should they? Is that how it works?
Yes.
I don't think so.
No. Okay, it's really confusing. Because these 2 cards say contradictory things, but I've now read them sufficiently well to work out what they mean. If they're in your hand already, you discard them.
If they're in play already.
Okay. Either way, they were neither in my hand nor in play. So.
Yeah. Would you care to draw an encounter card? I'll just put us up to 2 doom. Of 15.
Sure.
Ooh, that's just what we needed.
Well, we'll see about that. Let's see about that. We'll see about this treachery that's been attached to the location. I know again.
Cool. And I'm drawing Nightmarish Vapors. You must either. Oh, yeah, shitbag. Can you just fuck right off? You must either lose 2 actions or shuffle the top 2 cards of the Kelly deck into your deck without looking at them. Sadly, I'm going to lose 2 actions because I think we do want the option of being able to take them as opposed to worse things, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, spelling that. Okay, great. 1 action turn.
What, do you want to take your 1 action?
Oh woe, oh misery. Not really. I'll how many cards have we got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll do Molly. Sweet Molly Malone. Which isn't my action, but I'm going to do it. And I'll see if I can get a spell card. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. it's the spell card that we've all been dreaming of. It's Clairvoyance.
Yay.
And I'm going to play it. And that's going to be my one action.
Did you have enough resources to play it?
No, I'm not actually going to play it. It turns out.
I'm sorry to be a bummer about your one action.
Just had one thing I wanted to do this turn. Okay. What will we do instead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going to go the whole hog, and I'm going to use Scroll of Prophecies. I'm going to draw all the cards. Okay. Tekeli doesn't come into my... Oh. Okay. Lose 2 resources for that Tekeli. And I discard 1 card from my hand. Interesting. Very interesting. These are weaknesses, aren't they? Yeah, that was a really bad play on my part. My apologies to like everyone.
It's okay. We need to get through these Tekeli cards.
No, it's just I'm gonna have to discard at the end of the turn, which was like means that my action was much less optimal than it ought to have been. If you take your turn, I will consider which card I want to discard.
Do I just burn through this torch? I'm wondering. No, I'm not going to burn through the torch quite yet. I'm going to start by playing Winging It, which has the same effect. Okay. I get a clue. It's very difficult to fail at the moment. Oh, I should have taken an extra action last turn.
Yeah.
Because I did fail that willpower test.
Yeah, my goodness, you did. Yeah. You failed it hard. You
Yeah.
definitely should have got your action.
I forgot that just because it wasn't part of my turn doesn't mean I can still get the extra action.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to learn how to play this game rather than just being like, well, I think I should get the extra action now. I think no, take it on the chin.
No, definitely take the extra action.
Yeah.
We're just standing around in a location trying to investigate. I mean, it's not like the game state has changed radically since our last. I've drawn some cards and discarded them, which has no material effect to anything. That's literally what's happened.
I would just have investigated 1 extra time last turn. Yeah. Okay. Action 2. Action 2. Right, let's count these clues. There's 4 left. I could clear this turn if all goes according to plan.
Yeah.
In fact, I am going to clear this turn with it, and as long as I don't draw the auto fail.
Cool.
I also should have rabbit's footed, but right, I'm not giving myself the rabbit's foot.
Okay, fine.
Right. Shuffle that back into the deck to play it, and spend a resource. Investigating. Well, Shroud is 0, so it's only the auto fail.
I've got some bad news.
What?
Obscuring Fog.
Oh, I meant to spend a resource off roll Ellsworth to to do that.
Ah, yes. I mean, how exceptionally good is this iconic queer couple that we've got hanging out with us?
Yes, I fucking love it.
Boom, boom, boom.
That I will let myself retcon because it was
Yeah.
entirely my intention to do it right at the start of the
Yeah.
turn. I just forgot.
Hell yeah.
That's not like decision-making failure. -3, but it doesn't matter, right? Because I don't fail.
Right.
Cool. So I get 2 clues for that. Okay, so this is my third action. And if it's -1 difficulty, Shroud is already at 0. So I do not need to use the flashlight. Correct?
I'm not quite following what you're doing because I've got a bit of an issue with Rolled Ellsworth and an embarrassment of tokens. Just
he should have 1 token gone.
yeah, no, he has. We've got him good. Oh, you're plus.
It means the test I'm doing gets -1 difficulty.
Boom. Yeah.
So I don't need to use these other 2 flashlights, and I can save them.
That's correct. And also, because you successfully investigated, the fog has cleared.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. Where am I going with this? Get off. There we go.
That's an auto fail, right?
I don't think so. I refer you to the other member of our power team, power couple. And Avery Claypool says, no. No, thank you very much. That token is cancelled. Draw another one, please. Oh, dear me. The Arkham gods are not willing to bend to even our brilliant power couple. Okay, I guess that is a failure.
Okay, I'm not going to give myself a second bonus action this turn. That feels just wrong. Okay, that time I did get a clue. So we're down to 1 clue left on him.
Okay. Okay. Upkeep phase. Right.
Yeah. I'm less excited about these upkeep phases now. There's about 10 Tequila cards in this deck, but let's go. How am I still not drawing any? Hang on. I don't think I shuffled that in. Okay, there we go. No. Got to discard an asset I control.
Oh, really?
I'll tell you what, I will give myself... Oh, no, I'm not going to retcon stuff.
You could discard Hope, I think.
Yeah, like, I wasn't super excited to play Hope. I think I'm going to let Hope go. Let Hope die.
Yeah.
Okay. This goes on the bottom, doesn't it?
What goes on the bottom, sorry? Oh, the Kalili card?
Yeah.
Yes, it does, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to put this on the bottom as well. Okay. We've upkept. That's what just happened, right?
Yeah.
So we go to 3 Doom at 15, and you draw an encounter card.
Blasphemous Visions. Shuffle the top card of the Tequila deck into your deck without looking at it. Then put Blasphemous Visions into play into your threat area. Resolve the effect of each Tequila weakness you draw an additional time. Okay.
Yeah.
The good news is very slim. I can test it a +1 against it later.
I can clear it for you. That's the good news.
Oh, because it's in the same location.
Have you heard the good news about the threat area rule, Jessica? That yes, unlike Power Word that I misinformed you about a couple of scenarios ago, treachery cards that are in your threat area are not under your control and are cards at your location that other investigators can trigger the abilities on.
Cool.
And Dexter is a willful man. Let's see what happens when he draws his encounter card though. Quick chill. Okay. Test for willpower.
Feels like a guts moment.
Yeah, I think it is. I was hoping to save the guts to get rid of your one, but I think that's probably the right call. Is that true? So I'm at 1 up. I will lose a little bit of soak if I discard Molly. And no, I think I'll take it on the chin, and let's hope I don't draw a bad token. Boom.
Hey.
Cool. It's always nice when that happens.
That it is.
Do you want to take your turn first? And
sure.
Let's see whether we can get another location.
Yes, I'm just thinking about how to order my turn. Slightly grim thing is oh, hang on, I could do that, couldn't I?
What could you do?
I've got an action I want to fail right at the start of my turn because everything's at a -1. And probably the best thing for me to do with it, the thing I'm most likely to fail, is Blasphemous Visions. So I could test that at a -1. If it works, great. I don't mind passing it. I'm really confident of getting those clues later in the turn, 100% confident of it. Well, not 100%, just auto fail confident of it. So I'd rather try and clear this where it's I'm happy with either outcome.
Yep.
So let's do that.
Okay.
So testing, I'm already at a -1, so only positive numbers. Help. That is not a positive number.
I wondered if you wanted to use Take Heart.
I didn't commit it before I saw the token, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
That I will fail another test at some point.
Sure.
At the moment, I'm wondering if I should even play Lucky Rabbits because there's so many Tequila lead cards in the deck, but I'm going to.
Okay. Hooray!
Okay.
So that's your first action?
That is my first action. How much am I going to... At some point, I'm going to need money, right?
Yes, I'm about to offer you some money. Maybe not loads, because I probably need quite a lot, but...
This is another, slightly duff action where, I'm just going to investigate. I'm investigating at +1, I think. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to investigate at +1. I don't want to play any of these cards. Can't go anywhere.
Can't you just investigate with a flashlight and then you'll definitely succeed?
No, I don't want to use flashlight token either.
Oh, right.
I'm sure there'll be harder places to investigate later, right?
There will be. You are running a scavenging deck, and if it saves us an entire round.
So
I suppose it
I am
doesn't. If there's something else you can do, it doesn't save a round, does it?
the action after this.
Mm.
Only the auto fail stops me.
Yeah.
So it feels like a waste of a flashlight token.
That's totally fair. Maybe playing Emergency Cash is the way to go then.
Yeah, because I don't really want to draw a card while this is on the table.
Yeah.
Okay, only the auto fail stops me investigating. Successfully investigating. It's not the auto fail.
Right.
I will get that last clue. And then do we flip this?
We do, yeah. I think it's just a free trigger. Indicated number of clues as a group to flip it over. So we spend 2 of those clues. Oh no, it's 2 and then another 2 for the effervescent mist. Oh god, this is such a shit card to come on this location, because it's going to give us additional tax. It's going to cost 2 more every time we want to flip the Prison of Memories while it's attached. Anyway, let's flip it and see what happens. You going to read for us again?
Sure. You wander for what seems like hours through the myriad reflections. The further you venture from where you arrived, the more distant reality becomes. There are many paths to take through the hallucinations. Places you recognize from your memories and others you do not, taken from memories of your companions. As the shape of the mirage changes around you, you consider which prison might be worse. The one that reveals its true deadly nature, or the one that hides it. Choose one. Put the set aside base camp location to play. Put aside the set deck of Theodosia location to play. Or put aside the set university halls location into play. Flip this card back over. So there was something special about the university halls. Was it a good thing or a bad thing?
Was there something special about it?
Okay, no, there wasn't. Ignore me.
Okay.
Misread the card.
Okay. It's entirely up to you. Some of these places I have seen, but I don't remember very much about them. But
I have good memories of the base camp.
Yep, let's do it. So they should all be in here, I think. No. Well, that's interesting. There's William Dyer, who just like wandered off one night into the cold. Where are our locations? Wow, this is going to be a really short story. We're just trapped in this one location. We can't find any more. Right. TTS, what have you done with our cards? It's the sort of perennial question.
It's a really good question.
Look, there's a little chest up here with 1 copy of Grit Your Teeth and 1 copy of Claypool's Furs in it. That's not what we're looking for. I don't know what that Grit Your Teeth is doing. Anyway.
Okay.
Right. I am going to execute a quick search of... Oh no, hang on. Let's see if they're in these other ones. Prison Memories. Okay, yeah, I've got them. They're in here. I don't know why they are particularly in this one, not the other, but we can use these. So there's the base camp, in fact, on the top.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we'll stick it down here, and those can just way at the sides until they just.
This is such a perverse investigator. I'm like, oh, this will be a bit easier to fail at.
Cool.
Okay. So do we need to take 2 damage in order to flip this location?
I don't think so. Do we?
Evanescent Mist. In order to flip attached location over, investigate attached location. Did I have 8 clues?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. There were 6 to start off
Yeah,
with,
I
and then we added another 2. Yeah.
didn't have to
Yeah.
take 4 damage.
Yeah.
The good news is I can blank that text box when we need it to be blank.
Of that. Of
Yeah,
Evanescence Mist.
yeah,
Oh my fucking god. Rolled
yeah.
Ellsworth.
Really good, isn't he?
I just feel we've slept on this guy for
But
3
we're,
whole
we're not doing
scenarios when he is a
um,
fucking boss. What a legend.
these are gone, right? These
No,
clues.
no, 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 no. Woo, steady on. Whoa, Nelly. No, you spent 2. And I think I've taken them already. I know. I haven't taken them already, but you spend 2 to... It's Mirage 1 per investigator, so it's 2 clues. The cheap price of 2 clues, you can put the base camp into play. So let's... take this away
I'm
now.
getting increasingly confused because we had to flip this, right?
Yes.
So it had to be at least 4 clues or we take this damage.
Yeah, you're right. It's 4 clues.
Okay. I thought we had to completely clear it of clues, which is why I've been spending so many actions just investigating when we could have done that ages ago.
That's fine. I thought it was a good thing to do.
Cool. It's certainly not the worst action.
We'll want them again. We'll want them in the future, don't worry.
In a way, it's a good place for it to have happened because the Mirage was solo. The Shroud was solo.
Yes.
Gosh, we're both in a bit of a state tonight, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Right. I think I've got one action left.
I can believe that, yeah.
I could use to try and discard Blasphemous Visions at a +1 unless you've got some way of dealing with it for me.
I do not, and I think I would like you to. I would prefer to do move. Oh no, actually, no. I probably can do it. I can probably do it actually. I don't think I want to do any investigating this turn.
Okay, and if you're moving down here, I'll move down here as well to the base camp.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'll do then. There we go.
Okay, so I'll move. I will. Oh, I can't count. Evidently, I can't count. So I could move, play Faustian Bargain, and then play Clairvoyance. Or I could move, clear Blasphemous Visions, and play Faustian Bargain.
Shall I not move my last action and instead try and clear this? Then we get 2 cracks at it. Like, then if you need to, you can help me with it, and if not, it's gone.
Okay.
Or,
yeah. Well,
it's a shame to lose a +1 action moving as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so doing it at +1. I don't think I want to dedicate neither rain nor snow to this. Shit.
That's bad, isn't it?
I put a clue on the location.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Okay.
And you get another, right? Another go.
No, that was my last
Oh, is that
action.
your 4th one? Okay.
Yeah.
In the good news, Jessica, is that I found the locations that we were looking for.
Fantastic. That is good news.
It was hiding underneath my cards. I have no idea. Whoa. Okay, they're gone again.
Okay, easy come, easy go, I guess.
TTS, what are you up to? Okay, it's up there. There's some. Okay, this is not just me being rubbish like this. There's some sort of reality distortion, non-Euclidean business going on with TTS this evening.
It really is.
Do you want? Okay, so I haven't had my go yet. I'm preemptively moved myself. Shall I start by clearing the blasphemous visions?
I'd really like it if you did.
Yeah,
I think getting blasphemous visions, getting double to clear lead when I've got like 20 fuckers in my deck is really bad.
Okay, so I 7 versus 4. No, 7 versus 3. So 4 up. I fail. Okay. And I will just try that again, I think. Does that make sense? 5 versus 3?
5 versus 3 is usually pretty good.
And this time it's good.
Thank you.
Cool. And I'll play Faustian Bargain as my last action. How rich are you feeling at the moment? You're right, aren't you?
I'm actually really rich. Like, I genuinely would not mind if you took every single one of these.
I will do that. I feel like I clicked 5 times. Oh, no, that's, yeah. God almighty. Just falling apart over here. Okay, 2 curses taken to the bag. What could possibly go wrong? Seems totally fine to me. Okay, that's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Blaspheme, Faustian.
Upkeep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. Hey, buddy.
Miss Doyle will take a horror. But we're glad that we got rid of that weakness.
The Tekelili?
The one that was in front of
Yes. Oh, yes, my goodness. Yeah, that's good timing, right?
Yeah.
I've got Yaztaroth. Hi, I've got lots of faces. I'm a bit socially awkward. Right. That was my Yaztaroth impression, in case anyone didn't understand what that was all about.
If that's in your threat area, does that mean I could also spend 2 actions to discard it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Let's do a Mythos phase first, though. 4 doom of 15.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, no. Oh, dear. Well, that really sucks. I'll draw. It's a lost researcher. Okay. Any empty location, if able, enters with 1 doom on it. Okay. And you can parlay it to turn that doom into a clue and discard the lost researcher. Cool. I mean, that could be a lot worse, frankly. Not on the Asmerize. Right. So I think we want to get rid of the blasphemous visions again, don't we?
Yeah, I could just alter fate.
There's a fair amount of merit to that, I think.
Like, it feels like these are the sort of cards you always want to hold on to, but before now I've held on to them for the entire game. I don't know what else is in this encounter deck. I actually don't know how many Tekelili cards are in my deck right now.
No, me neither. It's information that we could theoretically know if we were really taking good notes and not concentrating on playing. So I don't mind checking and then shuffling.
I'm gonna meet myself halfway and sort of look roughly but not count hard.
Okay. That makes sense. I'm going to put a jump on because it's really cold. Back in a moment.
I think I saw about 3. So I might take my turn while Dave's away. Oh no, Dave's right there still. So I'll wait till he's at the.
Do you like the jumper? It
Let
feels
me
like the right time of year for this jumper.
I didn't get to see it properly actually. I was nodding along, but
it's warm and it's got elbow pads. My friend came from Australia to stay and left it behind. And he's a bit bigger than me, so it's really nice and baggy.
oh,
It's the kind of jumper that you can put on top of another jumper and feel really toasty.
so I feel about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually not terribly likely with any individual draw that I draw to clearly. However, I'm aiming to draw 2 cards a turn. I'm aiming to rabbits if I possibly can. Clearly, cards are quite bad, and I am going to want to clear this at some point. I don't think I can leave this lying around. And if I'm going to want to clear it at some point, we might as well clear it sooner rather than later.
Agreed.
The only question is, do I alter fate, or do you have something which could save the alter fate for if we quote unquote really need it?
I don't know. I have a card that I could play and would put me 1 up, but the card is better held in my hand. I've nothing else really to offer in that respect.
On my turn, I'm going to alter fate.
Okay.
But do you want to go first?
It depends whether you want to spend 2 actions clearing Yazdaroth for me. If yes, I want to go second. If no, I don't mind at all.
It depends on whether I can fail an action this turn. I'm sort of quite happy to do it on a. So what would my turn look like? I probably can't fail an action this turn. I can try to, but I probably can't because of where I am.
Mm-hmm.
I could just do it with actions. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna make my turn. Alter fate. Oh, alter fate's fast. I forgot.
Yep. It's a really good card.
Actually, are you going to spend 1 action moving down here?
I had a plan, and that plan didn't factor in our little friend with the miasmic eyes.
Cool.
So my plans changed a little bit. I think I am going to spend an action going down there, but it's probably going to be a play as your flame, move, fry the researcher. It's basically the vibe.
Cool. I'll investigate here at 0. Yeah. Cool. I failed. I will clear your weakness.
Oh, thank you.
And then I would investigate here and definitely get that clear.
Okay. Yeah, great.
Cool.
Right
That goes to cover, right?
Yeah, that'll. If you right click and just see if there any more come first. Get rid of them.
Okay. Great. Got that clear.
That was a fantastic time to draw Curse card. Well done.
Yeah. Over to you.
Don't mind me, I'm just dropping Curse bags in the less token, like a sort of imp. Right. Okay. I think I said what I was going to do. Free to play as your frame. Move into this location. The Lost Researcher engages me and gets a blue fireball to face. So I am 5 versus 1. That is a success. I take a damage because of the automatic flame. But I get a clue for my pains.
Fantastic.
And the research goes, oh no! Oh,
What?
it was the wrong move.
Why?
Because I want to parlay, not. If you defeat him, the doom goes on his location.
Okay.
Parlay him is what I just did.
What were you fighting him with? It was willpower, right?
It was willpower, yeah. Yeah, no, parlay's a much better choice. I'm retconning my turn.
Okay.
I move there. I play Clairvoyance, which costs 4, not 3. I move there and then I parlay him at a 5 versus 3. Which I'll just do. And it's a skull, which means it's a -0, so that's fine. I've parlayed him, I've talked him down, and I do get the clue.
Cool.
In a good way. And we all live happy ever after until the next Mythos phase.
Okay. Was that your whole turn?
Play, move, parlay, yes.
Great. Upkeep. Dang.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Oh no. Okay, I'm not even gonna look at it. I just sort of said secretly add this card to your hand.
Yeah. Why were you calling my name for that reason or another one?
I was saying that we've got a different friend who's come to visit us than Darkness.
Oh.
The exact situation that we wanted charisma in this deck for.
Yes. Hooray. She's cool. She's mean. She's always on the scene. Granny on, granny on, granny on. Is her subtitle Tough or Bird? It is, right. Good. I'm glad. That she is. Let's have a Mythos phase. 5 of 15.
Oh, hello. What does cleared of mirages mean again?
So the mirages are the number of locations, or they're the locations in brackets. And so both of the locations that are currently out have 3 mirages. Once you've placed all of those mirages on the table in play, then it's cleared of mirages.
Okay, seems
a
reasonably decent place for this to have spawned.
Yeah.
For now, like I mean, it's going to be. We'll have to deal with it at some point, but right now it's not a big problem.
Yeah, that's like massively annoying.
That's extremely annoying.
Okay, 1, 2.
I mean, that said, I already have enough clues to open this place up without doing any damage to us. Right?
Yes. And Rolled, your friend of mine, can blank the requirement to spend 2 extra clues. So I mean, we've got lots of clues.
Yeah.
I think we want to have lots of clues. I think
we ought to have lots of clues as well.
I'm planning to get lots of clues at this location very soon. I've misplayed. Oh dear. It's not a very bad one. It's just an annoying one. On the turn when I put an asset into play, right? I get +2 to my skills.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I suppose it's not too bad. I get a +2 already on the clairvoyance. It's not. I had intended to put clairvoyance into play and use it at the same time, to be investigating with a stupidly high value, but I think it'll be okay. Would you like to go first, or shall I?
Sure. I'm just wondering whether I want to spend 4 clues and open this place up like straight away, or even 2 clues are taken.
Would you like me to share my experience of playing this scenario?
Sure.
I think it's better to follow a trail of memories through a set of locations, and to do that, and then follow a different trail. That said, the main thing is to follow as many trails as you can to the end, and I think both going in different directions, so long as we can handle what we find on the way, isn't the end of the world.
That was sufficiently cryptic that I don't feel like you've spoiled me even slightly.
Good.
Things I do want to do on this turn are, I'd like to get Granny on down. Mm-hmm. There's absolutely no point me investigating here. I'm gonna accept the fact that I don't think I'm going to get an extra action this turn. I'm most likely that's not what I meant to do. This location will only become cleared of mirages when we've got all 3 of these out, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to get all the clues on here anytime soon, but I'm relatively hopeful of getting like 6 this turn.
Okay. I feel I might as well investigate this action.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm 3. I'm only doing it at 0. I could spend a flashlight token and make it into a +2. And that could turn it into a +3 if I'm about to fail, right?
Are you factoring in Granny Orn's static boosts?
Yes.
Yeah.
They bring me to effectively 4 when we take into account Quick Learner.
Okay.
I am going to do this. Cool. I got a clue.
Sweet. Is that your 4th action? Or 3rd action?
3rd action. I didn't get to play anything this time.
Okay, so I'm just going to hit Clairvoyance 3 times. So, first time, So I'm a 7, right? A base 5 and then +2 for clairvoyance. And so we go frost token. That's a -3, I think. So that's a success. I'll get all the clues at the end. Second one. That's a curse. And so that's a -4. I think I said I was at 7 versus 4, didn't I? 7 versus 4. So that is not a success, sadly. Okay. I think those both went back. One of them shouldn't. There you come. Go in there. Where you go? Last investigates. That is a -2, and that's a success.
Great.
So 4 these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's the end of our turn.
Great. Enemy phase. This enemy does nothing. No. This enemy moves towards us.
Yes, it's Santa.
Okay. Okay. Upkeep phase.
Oh, hello.
Cool. I remember neither of us are very good at fighting, but we make do.
I'm all right. I'm a war veteran, actually. Dexterous.
Really?
Yeah. Came home from the First World War and he's a stage magician. Yeah. Well, it's sorcerer whose cover is being a stage magician. Which
Amazing.
I like quite a lot. Just checking to see whether he was actually a magician before he went to the war. No, apparently not.
Okie dokie. It's Michael's time.
Everyone's favourite time of round. 6 of 15.
Crypto.
Ooh.
What would I discard? I don't want to discard any of this. I think I am going to neither rain nor snow.
Yeah.
It's actually a 5 as well. I've got enough cards to make sure that I don't think I'm going to fail this.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I discard neither rain nor snow,
Commit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then it actually also doesn't matter if I fail it, but I don't fail it. So there we go. Actually, I do. No, I don't. No, I don't. Right, cool.
Great. Cool. And I draw Obscuring Fog. Okay. It's very hard to investigate here because the Horrifying Shade will get Doom, and the location is.
I think we open up a new location.
Do you? I think we roast this Eilidon.
I guess that you're working with more information than me, but I just don't understand why we wouldn't open up as many locations as possible.
I could repeat my my cryptic little mantra again if you like. I mean, I'm mostly arguing for this because I want roasted Eilidon for my lunch.
I mean, even if you do roast the Eilidon, I'm tempted to open a new location because there's an obscuring fog at this one.
Yeah, I mean, like opening one of the location. Yeah, flipping this and having a look is no reason not to. It's a good thing to do.
Okay. But if you're going to fight something this turn, and we probably should get rid of this, then I suggest you go first.
Sounds good. Yep. Okay, so I first of all use Dex's ability. So I knock Clairvoyance out of play. Replace it with Azure Flame, which costs me 2. And I will use Azure Flame.
Do you have to engage it first?
Yes. Thank you for reminding me of that. Yeah. So engage, first action, Azure Flame. Second action, so spend a charge. I start at 5. I get +2 because of showmanship. So it's 7 versus 3. That is a success. 2 damage on it. And I will use Azure Flame again. That's a -4. And another success.
These curse tokens keep going back in the bag, though.
I will chase after it and fetch it out.
Cool. Hello, darling. Not right now.
I think I can hear a crying child in the background. So if you get to your turn, I'm just going to check and see whether that's the case.
While he's gone, I'm going to spend 4 clues and put this card over. Which, to be fair, he did say I could do.
Wicked.
I'm just saying, while you're gone, I'm going to take the opportunity to spend 4 clues and flip this card over.
No, I'm not there to stop you. No, that's fine. It's a good thing to do.
Cool. Elia and his companion, Anu, shimmer into view along the outskirts of the camp. Where have you been? Takada says, also appearing before your very eyes. It is foolish to venture out alone. Dr. Singer joins in the scolding. Relax, I wasn't alone, Elia replies, his gloved hand gently patting Anu's neck. The physician rolls her eyes and departs, but Takada remains, folding her arms across her chest. Are there more couples in this? Have we been missing loads of subtext? There is still a lot to do before we head out, she states. Elia sighs and nods. I know, just anxious. Something about this place. He trails off. Takada nods. Yes, I feel it too. Choose one. Follow Takada's memories. Put the set-aside coastal waters location to play. Follow Elia's memories. Put the set-aside deserted station location to play. Or follow Dr. Singer's memories. Put the set-aside Riverview Theatre location to play. And flip this card back over. I fancy Dr. Singer's memories.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's have a
we should begin considering when we want to wrap this up for the night. It's 11:30.
Yeah, I'm flagging.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been flagging for the past 3 hours, but apologies to everyone. But yeah, I think so. It's in here, isn't it? Oh no, I've got the locations out. There they are. What do we want for Dr. Singer? The Riverview Theatre location.
Yeah.
There it is.
I wouldn't mind saying this turn and then one more.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's put it there. They sure do have a lot of clues on these here locations. That goes back over.
Okay.
How many clues did you spend to do that?
4.
Could I suggest that you use rolled instead and spend 2?
I want to save these rolls. I think we've got a long campaign ahead of us, and I think spending one essentially for 2 clues isn't that good.
We've got 9 turns.
This is what I mean. We've got a long campaign ahead of us, and things will come out that are like that we prefer to. Oh, hang on. When this flips, is that the end? Have we only got one thing in the deck?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll retcon something just for you.
Yay. Hurrah.
Okay.
I think I've had my turn, haven't I?
Yes.
Cool.
I need to do a bunch of. Why have you flipped that over?
Because I'm incompetent and tired, and I pressed the button. I just so happened to press the wrong button as my mouse scooted over it, going somewhere else.
Okay, so I need to do a bunch of maths. This is 7. It's 2 from Obscuring Fog and 1 from Quick Learner.
Uh-huh.
And I am at 3. So that seems like I've got a really good chance of failing, which I will now try to do.
Do you want to use Take Heart?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Great.
I will not have a better chance of failing than this. I would say I'm 4 down, right?
I believe that's the case, yeah. Nice.
I fail.
Yep.
So I'm going to draw 3 cards.
Yes, you are. You get 2 resources.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take that away. You can carry on with your turn.
Cool. This cat gets the damage taken.
I must say we've done extremely well in getting those Tekelilis out of your deck.
Yeah, without too much harm either. Like, I'm still. It's a bit silly that Stella has such high health and such. Like, it's a silly deck in general.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I think it's reasonable to say that Maxine was excited to put a trans woman character into the game and kind of made her a bit busted.
I mean, we're overpowered in real life as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Okay, so I've had action 1 and action 2. I'm getting +1 for these next actions. Oh, rather, this is getting -1. So I can just hoover up 2 clues from here.
Action.
Yeah.
Investigate. Yeah, that makes sense. I would just flag up that it's Mirage 2, the Riverview Theatre. So it will take 4 clues to do.
Investigate. Sick. Investigate. That's still a 0, right?
Yes, there's none. We don't have any in the victory spell. Story cards in the victory spell.
Brilliant. That's my go. I flip my investigator card in excitement. Do it again. One more code. one more turn.
Bear with this, dear audience. All this will soon be over. I draw a Kelly Lee card and take damage. What? Do you remember what we did to get all these fucking cards in our decks?
Fort monsters.
Oh, yeah. One of them was just like, here, have some cards, wasn't it?
Give some cards if you're even near me.
Yeah.
I think was at least 2 of them.
Fair enough. It's given the state of our memories, it's also possible that we just went a bit wild and we had a little Tekeli Lee party.
Yeah.
I think the monster story is probably the more correct one.
I've not picked my upkeep yet because I'm also extremely knackered. Okay, that's a good card to find.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So we go 17 with 15, which means we're basically halfway through the scenario. So that's a really good midpoint to stop at. Draw an encounterment. If you'd the madness within.
Okay, I will be testing this at a -1. I don't intend to do that again.
Yes, that is the correct decision. I submit.
I will turn this into a +2, which was definitely the correct decision.
Yeah. Cool. I draw Anamnesis. I think I'll take 2 horror. The alternative was Doom.
What was the other option?
Doom on the agenda.
Yeah.
I wasn't seriously considering that option. I was considering whether I wanted to use my wall of protection on it. And I don't think I did.
Poor Lou, on one of his first times playing this game, pulled a card like that and was like, well, I can't take 2 horror, I'll just put 2 Doom on the agenda. And was like, no.
Was it a peril card?
It was a peril card. And like, after he played it, I was like, okay, like that. That's an interesting decision. We should move on. And the other person with us a little bit less kind.
Yeah. Yeah. Ouch.
Right now, it's a little very soon.
Okay. What do you want to achieve this turn?
Like, the thing that I want to do is just to open up as many locations as possible. You've warned me against it.
Yeah, I mean, now that you've seen we're following the memories of a person, continuing to follow those memories is the right play.
Okay.
You can absolutely open up a location right here, right now, in the Riverview Theatre. And that's okay with me. In fact, it's in keeping with my advice. Follow those memories, Jessica. Track them down.
Thank you for inviting me here, Dr. Singer. Dr. Kensler says quietly, her outline shimmering into view. She and Dr. Singer sit next to one another in the almost empty theatre. The lights are dim and the curtain drawn, but the show has not yet begun. Of course, and just Marla is fine. Kensler flinches and clears her throat. Don't call me Amy. I already do. The physician replies as the screen in front of them kindles to life. Choose 1. Follow Dr. Kensler's memories, put the set-aside Dr. Kensler office location to play. Follow Dr. Singer's memories, put the set-aside infirmary location to play. Dr. Singer's the dead one, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I think Dr. Kensler.
Yeah. That was the her office.
Yep. I feel like there might be some value to knowing a lot of memories of a person who's still in the game. I've just been told I've played this for over 100 hours. Not specifically this game, but tabletop simulator in general, although mostly this game.
Yeah.
So, Mirage 2, brackets, memory of an unrequited love. While Dr. Amy Kinzer is at this location, it gets -2 shroud. Okay, that's a thing maybe we should have been doing. Forced after you successfully investigate Dr. Kinzer's office, you should either take... Oh, shit. You must either take one horror or remove one secret from an asset you control. Okay. So my preference would be to not investigate there. I think most of the clearly cards are out of my deck now. So I didn't pull that clearly card while I was here. I pulled it back when I was at the base camp.
If either of us investigated the base camp, or that obscuring fog has been there.
Not successfully.
Not successfully. Okay, fine. Okay. I don't mind taking horror or losing secrets, to be honest with you.
Okay. I'm better off investigating here at Riverview Theatre, I think. But I guess I don't mind that much as well. I have got like 11 horror psych. It's just I'm getting one secret at a time, and that feels like a really bad exchange rate for horror.
Where are you getting secrets?
Not secret, clues. Sorry.
Please. That's good.
Late.
Yeah, I don't mind investigating it. I actually don't have a good way to do that now. I could shuffle Molly off this mortal coil and maybe get another investigation spell, but I don't think that's the right play. Do you have something I really want to do, which will not be very surprising to you when I do it?
Spend the secrets for that. The clues for that,
Clues,
sorry.
yeah.
Do you want to go first, or it's already my turn, isn't it? Because I played that card. I planned this card.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to play Winging It.
Hey.
I need to math. This is +1 from Quick Learner, so Winging It takes it down to 1. I'm not going to play Winging It. I'm going to use a flashlight.
Okay.
I'm not going to do either of these things. I'm going to try and fail.
Okay. It's definitely a decisive time of the day, Jessica, for us both.
I am going to play Winging It.
Are you really?
Oh, right. So it's a 1. I'm cancelling out the Quick Learner effect. I mainly just want to get Winging It in my discard.
Okay. I'm
at a 3, which I can boost by 1 with Granny on if I am going to fail. So I'm probably going to succeed. There we go.
You got your wish.
Pardon me. Old keyring's good, but I kind of don't need it right now. We've got this flashlight. Got 3 more actions, and I'm going to use them to get 4 clues, and then I'm going to bed.
Sounds good. Sounds sensible.
I'm going to shuffle Wing It back into my deck, which means that only the auto fail defeats me. The auto fail has not defeated me. I get 2 clues.
Yep.
This is now a 0, so only the auto fail. It's not the auto fail. Oh, hang on, that's not what I meant to. It's not the autofill. So I get 2 more clues. And when we come back next week, I will be ready to go to Dr. Kensler's office and open it up. See the next place.
Sounds good. Cool. I am going to use the Scroll of Prophecies. Draw 3 cards. Cool. I am going to, of those 3, discard Blood Pact. Which, frankly, I probably should have swapped out already. I'm going to deploy the boy, play the Summon Servitor. And as part of playing it, I am going to discard Molly Maxwell. Sorry, Molly. Sad to see you go. Summon Servitor comes to my location, and I'm going to use its 1 action to send it over here to the Prisoner of Mirrors. So that's my second action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do not want to. I think I'll play the Hierophant for my third action. And that'll do me.
Great. Enemy phase. There are no enemies. Upkeep phase.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Great. No, once again, I've failed to shuffle my deck after winging it back on top. There we go, that's better. Okay.
And should we call it a night?
Yes, I think we probably should.
I think it is definitely the night. I'm not afraid to say it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. We will be back next week, where we will finish off this scenario and hopefully find some more memories and make some memories.
I'm very excited to see Memory of an Unrequited Love, although I think it might be a little bit bittersweet, as we know. One of the people involved in it.
I think it will, but I think it's good. I have to say, I really, now we know a bit more about the scenario, I'm happy to say I really enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the more interesting ones out of the campaign, and I did feel, until I got up to this point, that the companions were a bit much to deal with, and actually it's quite interesting, like getting to learn a bit more about them and getting some backstory in them. So that's really cool.
Yeah. I already feel like if I was, as I almost certainly will at some point, I will start replaying campaigns. This might be top of my list of ones to replay. Not necessarily because it's like mechanically the most interesting, but because it's got so much like rich plot to it that I would like to kind of pour over.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, agreed. Cool. Right, I'll cut the stream there, I think, rather than waffle on in my tired state. Unless you have any final thoughts you want to share with everyone, Jessica.
I have no thoughts at all. I don't plan on having any again.
Cool. Okay, in that case, good night, everyone. Lots of love. Sweet dreams. See you soon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.